G'day, my name's Sam Porter, Invasive Species Officer from Port Stephens Council. Today I'd like to talk to you about African olive, a nasty bushland plant that can take over agricultural areas, roadsides and household gardens. I want to teach you what it is, how to identify it and how to get rid of it. Let's go and look at some plants. It was originally introduced as a rootstock for the European olive and used as a hedging plant. It's spread by birds, making it a massive weed. It also harbours horrible nasties like foxes, rabbits and minor birds. The problem the region has with African olive is it takes over, creates a monoculture and limits biodiversity. It also takes valuable grazing land that can be used for primary production. This is what to look out for: the telltale dark and underside of light leaves and these very typical olive-like berries. I want to run through with you 4 different ways of controlling African olive, and then I might run through some other tips and tricks. This method of basil barking using a garlon and diesel mix is probably the most easiest and beneficial to use. Just spraying around the base of each tree and chemically ring barking it, making sure that you go around each stem and getting runoff that runs down the stem. Using the frill and fill method involves using an axe or a tomahawk to put cut marks in the tree and then fill it with a herbicide. By exposing the lignotuber, we can get into the rootstock of the plant and really get the most advantage out of our herbicides. We're going to put some cuts in the tree to allow for the herbicide to sit in and really penetrate into that root system. Even travelling up the bark. The idea here is not to ring bark the tree, but just to allow pockets for the herbicide to be really sucked in by that plant. Always use safety first with glasses and gloves. The third technique is the drill and fill. This is using a drill to penetrate to that living layer of the flat tissue and putting your herbicide in there. The key points to remember is try and hold your drill on a 45-degree angle to let that herbicide sit in there. This can be done a few times around the tree, but remember the idea is not to ring bark it. Another method is the cut and paint. Now this can be used with a bush saw, a handsaw, or if you're confident and safe enough, you can even use a chainsaw. It's simply a process of cutting it down and painting the herbicide on the living tissue. Now when you're painting it on the stump, I think Eminem said it best when he said, round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. The herbicides we're using today, for the direct contact herbicide, we're using a vigilant-based product. So this is aminopyrrolid and picloram. You can also use as an easier alternative that's more available is your Roundup-based product, so anything with glyphosate in it. This is done as a strong mix and it's painted straight on, just the same as the vigilant. The other herbicides we're using today is the garlon. It's mixed with diesel for a basil bark. When using herbicide, it's always really important that you read the label, wear the correct PPE, and check the APVMA website for any off-label permits. If you'd like to find out more information, head to our website, portstephens.nsw.gov.au. I'd like to thank Environmental Trust for helping fund this video.